Oh, I love doing Banter Wars, especially on a day like today. Running gags are only so good as the planks who do them.
Adam, did you
Yeah?
like to pull on my popper?
Pull on your popper?
Yes, my popper.
No. This is the Banter Wars final, we need to be professional.
Can I pull on my popper, as it's the final?
If you want to pull your own popper, because it's the final, do it in your own time, in your own place.
Can I put it on camera?
No, don't put it on camera.
Hang on.
Oh, that sort of popper. Yes. Yeah. Well, I'll have one as well if we're playing that game. Yeah. Where are they?
Over here.
Throw us one. Oh, I forgot to catch. It's the Banter Wars final.
You're going to have to hoover this up.
Oh, I'm hoovering. Wait, you're the slave.
Yes, but you brought these over.
Yeah, but you...
Hey!
Banter Wars final. Since you're my slave, why don't you go fetch the...
You're closer.
Am I?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I am. Run. Therefore, you'll do it faster than I would. Fine, I'll get it. Do us a nice song to bring it in.
No.
Yes, sing a tune.
I will open my mouth and
Okay.
you can dub something.
Okay. Ta-da! The Banter Wars trophy. It's here at last.
Yes.
And look, we have the previous two winners.
How professional.
We're professional. The Pulverizer and Siren. And someone else's name is going to be on that today. Pure gold, by the way.
Actual gold.
Actual gold.
Actual gold.
Actual... Right, so prediction time. We've got 9 finalists. Do you remember a single one of them?
Not at all.
Okay, well I do.
Can we just go back to when we filmed episode 1 and when episode 1 was released?
Go on then.
January the 5th, 2018.
So just over a year since we started. Yay us! Oh, well done.
Soon it will be over.
Soon it will be over. Within the next, what, hour or two, depending on how long this episode is.
Oh, Christ, really?
So, the finalists we have the Shine Slasher, Facetious Goose,
Yeah.
Naked Rat 2,
Yeah.
Hurricane,
Yeah.
Death Adder,
Yeah.
As Yet Unnamed.
It's a bit late, but yeah.
Yeah, that is a bit late. Disruptor 6. It's aged 5 robots since the time it showed. There's 2 more. An Ordinary Robot. And the one that nobody remembers. Which one's that? Help us out. So, Banter Wars final. It's not as spectacular as I thought it would be to start with.
No.
Well, we had party poppers.
Well, there's something.
Yes. So, it begin. Mini stars. They hurt more than you think. So, are you going to give us a rousing, inspirational message to the fans as we begin the Banter Wars final?
Go Death Adder.
That's the one I forgot, was it? No, I counted that one. Well, we'll remember it when we see it.
There's one of yours in it.
Yeah, An Ordinary Robot, we've mentioned that one. Right, so, onwards to the fights!
Yay.
What's final? Let's just go. So here we are, the Banter Wars Series 3 final. The robot they missed out was Wacko Massimo, by the way. Sorry to the builder of that. It's been so long since we started. It's been over a year, actually, since we started this series. Who'd have thunked it? Series 2 was out in the space of, what? 7-8 weeks? My, this series has been awful, hasn't it? Well, let's just get it over with. First up, Shine Slasher, Facetious Goose, and Naked Rat 2. Here we go then. The cream of the crop. The best robots of Series 3 are gonna come together to fight it out for that title. First up, Shine Slasher. Impressive in its heat. Fought against the Series 2 champion Siren, wouldn't you know, and knocked out in one of the most impressive ways we've seen in Banter Wars history. We'll take a look at how he got here, some of the more impressive fights it had. The Shine Slasher faced up against robots such as Double Diamond, Kevin, the Robot Wars Arena, and most impressively, of course, it came up against Siren, who had one of the most impressive knockouts I think we've ever seen in Banter Wars history. In the meantime, it destroyed its opposition, lost its first match, but came back with an absolute bang. Just like that on Siren, pinning into the corner with Dull Diamond's corpses. What a show that was. First into the final. Next up, we have Facetious Goose, runner-up in Series 2. Back to see if it can go one step further. Maybe not one of the favourites, just one of the slower robots here, and probably one of the least powerful, but always manages to win. If controversially sometimes. We won't go too much into that until later. So in Series 3, it took on some rather impressive opponents. In its first 2 matches, it gained only 1 point. It lost to robots such as Shooting Star. I forgot the names of the others, it's been so long, but it beat robots such as Stuber, Warlord, Random Robot in the Arena, Crab Meat, to claim its place in the final. After, of course, a 3-way playoff between Shooting Star and the robot whose name I can't remember. But that's how it did it. Naked Rat 2. Probably one of the quickest to qualify into the final. After 3 games, it was practically already there. Naked Rat 2 has the rotating spikes built by Dietor. Could be a dark horse, this one. We'll have to wait and see, but impressive nonetheless. So in its heat, as we said, even I think before its 3rd battle, it had pretty much qualified. It was against robots such as the previous Banter Wars winner, the Prime Minister's Pulverizer, the son-in-law. It was against Dinner for One, Twin That Bites Back, which has also been impressive this series, and it beat them all. Well, near enough all of them. It did well, got knocked out unfortunately in its last match, but it doesn't matter. It's here, and it's here to fear. The first battle of the Banter Wars Series 3 Grand Final. Facetious Goose, Shine Slasher, and Naked Rat 2. Shine Slasher and Naked Rat were the first to come together, and in comes Facetious Goose. It's going to try to flip Shine Slasher, which can self-right. Naked Rat is invertible, and that's a good flip there from Facetious Goose, but not quite able to tip it all the way over. Naked Rat 2 comes on the side of Facetious Goose, which has concentrated fully on Slide Slasher. Perhaps a good one to go for there. But there are bits coming off of Facetious Goose, and I think that might be the flipper out of action. It's going to be dangerous for Facetious Goose with spinners all over the place. There are quite a few in the grand final. Spinners and flippers abound. Naked Rat 2 goes to the flipper. Fat Knacker is the robot, house robot here, watches on. Now Shine Slasher getting on the back of Facetious Goose as it chases after the inverted Naked Rat 2. The pit is open and they're moving ever closer to that area. Maybe turning away now. Shine Slasher the closest at the moment. Naked Rat 2 is sandwiched between the 2 robots. This is some fast-paced fancy action in the Banter Wars Series 3 Grand Final. Naked Rat 2's lost its tail. It shouldn't matter too much to the robot, but it's going to be a bit less stable. And it's going to lose a bit of damage. But that doesn't matter. The main damage comes from those spikes. That spinning spike. Facetious Goose is looking a bit beaten up there. Shine Slasher probably on top at the moment. Battering the pair of them. Facetious Goose, I'm not sure how much longer it's going to last with 2 spinners in there. It's quite vulnerable. And I think... Is it gone? Facetious Goose, the 2nd seed, out, and so is Naked Rat 2. The Naked Rat 2 was the 2nd to go there, so we'll get 1 point, and Shine Slasher goes into the pits. That means Shine Slasher will take the 3 points. Naked Rat 2 will take 1 point, and Facetious Goose a disappointing 0. But do remember that it got 0 in its first battle in its heap, so it can still always come back. But impressive performance from Shine Slasher could be one to fear here. Naked Rat 2. Unfortunate, but not quite as deadly. It needed a bit more firepower, and it suffers for that reason. And that's how I make the table look. Makes the table look. It's not surprising. 3 robots have played. That's the order they're in. onto Hurricane AOR and Massimo. Here come the next three, some rather colourful competitors this time round. Hurricane, out of these three, got the highest amount of points in its heat. But first up, we're going to look at an ordinary robot, Limey 3. Seeded number 5, owned by the Prime Minister, his only robot to make it through this far, but it's sturdy and reliable, and it showed that in its heat. So we're going to take a look at its highlights, see how it got here. It was a very colourful heat. Chasm was its first opponent, and it actually lost to Chasm through a bit of dodgy driving, as you saw there. It also faced Hook Echo, Mr. Psycho's robot. Not Iris, Ori, that's the one. I keep getting those ones confused. It was deadly in the arena, throwing everything around the place. Even robots such as Red Baron and Mega SFTW couldn't stand up to the might of an ordinary robot, Quantos and Laser Laceration, who it faced in the final playoff. It was close, well, up until that point. Not a chance for Laser Laceration. Onwards to the final. This is Wacko Massimo, the one that the Prime Minister forgot, which shouldn't have happened really. It's a very colourful, very pretty robot, let's be honest. One of the best designs I think we've had in the series, and it certainly had more than just its design to get it here. Faced up against robots such as Australian Bruce's Brutalizer and the Rib Massager, but those are some of the weaker competitors it faced. Robots such as Blizzard, Green Reaper and Spider were some of its competitors, and it beat them all. Well, via points. It demolished Spider. Mike Tyson also took a beating from Wacko Massimo, and it went straight through to the final. Not forgettable at all. And last into this one of the top point earners from the heats, this is Hurricane. One of only 2 robots to get full points from its heat. Can it repeat that again? 12 points in its heat. Oh, it's going to be one to beat this one. Highly rated. So in its heat, did a pretty good job on some of the lower level robots such as Officer Bobby Plod's Tally-Ho was a stern competitor. It went to a judge's decision. A couple of them went to judge's decisions actually, quite close, but in the end it gained that massive 12 points which took it straight through to the final, and it's got high hopes into this one. Good competitor, will be interesting to see how well it does against some of the bigger opponents. Here we go, the second battle of the Banter Wars Grand Final. An ordinary robot will want to go one better than it did in Series 1, but the previous runner-up has done badly so far. But it's a good start now from an ordinary robot. Straight in on both robots, Wacko Massimo getting Hurricane upside down, but then an ordinary robot tipping Wacko Massimo on its side. All 3 of these can self-right, so there shouldn't be too many issues with flippers, even though they've all got flippers, so it should be quite an even battle. But that was a good flip from Wacko Massimo. That's what it can do. Really got onto an ordinary robot there, which has the front hinge flipper as well as Wacko Massimo actually. So 2 front hinge flippers almost at the arena there by Hurricane on Wacko Massimo. And Hurricane's upside down again. Back onto its wheels, can an ordinary robot throw it back over again. This is flipping fantastic stuff here. And now Wacko Massimo's upside down, it's not righting itself. Hurricane comes in after an ordinary robot. Is Wacko Massimo going to be able to right itself? It's trying. It finally manages it. Yes, there it is. It's back on its wheels, but there's a bit of time out of the action that could count against it if it went to a judge's decision. An ordinary robot now attacking Hurricane and probably getting the better of it so far. Hurricane will want to repeat its heroics in its heat by getting 12 out of 12 points. I'm not sure if it's going to be quite as easy this time. Wobble Claw watch is on, and now Wacko Massimo is under pressure. It's lost one of its weapons. It's struggling to move. It's not moving. I think Wacko Massimo's out of it, which means an ordinary robot can continue the battering of Hurricane. This is an impressive show for an ordinary robot. It's demolishing the opposition, and Hurricane doesn't seem to stand a chance. Look at this flip here from an ordinary robot, pushing Hurricane to the side. It's smoking. I don't think it's going to last much longer. Wacko Massimo's already gone. And there goes Hurricane as well, it's stopped moving. Now Wobble Claw has to face off against the impressive and ordinary robot Blimey 3. This could really be the one to watch out for. Series 1 runner-up to the robot that's already out. Siren's gone. Should be one of the top rated in this competition. Now it's given Wobble Claw a good battering. Go on Wobble Claw, you've got the claws there, you can beat this thing. Too heavy for an ordinary robot to flip really. It's lost one of its flipping spikes. Now getting pushed against Hurricane in the corner. The corpse of Hurricane. Almost over. I think Wobble Claw's a bit too heavy. It's not easily flipped, this machine. And that's how it's been designed. And there goes an Ori robot. Got caught on something. And I think that might be it now. Wobble Claw can finish off the job. Maybe push it towards the pit, I don't know. Either way, 3 points for an ordinary robot, 1 point for Hurricane, and a disappointing 0 for Wacko Massimo, but it's always going to have the chance to come back. That's the whole point of this format. Everyone gets 4 chances. Impressive stuff from all 3, but some robots are just better than others at flipping each other. Almost out the arena for Wacko Massimo. I think it was by the scruff of the neck for most of it. Had a couple of good flips on an ordinary robot, but an ordinary robot wasn't going to take it lying down. It was always on top, and it finished on top. A convincing 3 points to join Shine Slasher at the top of the leaderboard. Well done. So that's how it looks. We've got 2 robots now on 0. Facetious Goose and Wacko Massimo. Shine Slasher and Ordinary Robot on 3, and the other 2 somewhere in the middle. That's about right, I think. Next up. The last 3 into the final. Just as impressive as the 6 that came previous. These aren't slouches. One of them got 12 points, you know. Who have we got first? Well, the one with 12 points from his heat, Disruptor 6. It's a newcomer made by Hoppin. It's got the twin spinners at the front, and it looks pretty nifty if I do say so myself. How did this one get to the final? Pretty convincingly. Against some pretty good competitors. All the spinners, there were plenty of spinners in this one's heat, but it demolished them all, including Denistrio 2 as one of the more higher rated robots. This one took 12 points out of 12 in its heat. One of only 2, the other being Hurricane. Had some pretty good competitors it was playing against, but this one, nothing could beat it. Nothing, not even Carnival Cruncher with its 8 wheels. Demolished, gone, extinguished. Death Adder. A returning robot here with a new robot. This one used to be Boomslang, seeded 17th for previous performances. It's a very strong one, very good at pushing. Can it stand up to the brutal weaponry in this grand final? It certainly stood up to a lot in its heat, taking out robots such as Beard 3, taking out robots such as El Mustachio, and, well, quite a few others really. Perhaps one of the weaker heats, but nevertheless it was impressive throughout. And there was no real concern for it, I think, going forward. It was always going to be one of the top runners. Spectrum ran it close, but in the end, Death Adder provided the death. And last, but certainly not least, certainly not least, this is AYU, as yet unnamed, made by Killer Turtle G. It's got the rather unusual flipping spinner, which proved so effective in its heat. How did this one get here? Let's find out again. This one wasn't quite so simple for AYU. It defeated robots such as Stormcloud with ease, but it never quite showed off its full potential. It lost to Iris. It lost to, well, such other robots, but it did beat Disembowler, its main competition. It did go to a playoff, but that's where it did show its true mettle. AYU could be one to look out for here. Probably one of the most unusual weapons we have in this competition. Could be another dark horse. So then, here we go. AYU, Death Adder, and Disruptor 6. This could be an enormous battle. Disruptor 6 straight onto its back after a flip from AYU. Death Adder hasn't got the most menacing weaponry. In fact, it's only got the 3 spikes, but it's that pushing power that it's going to be able to use. Disruptor 6 temporarily on its back, and it's on its back again after another flip. A combination of Death Adder and AYU. AYU now attacking Disruptor 6 again. Death Adder trying to come in behind, and that's another flip on Death Adder from AYU. Disruptor doesn't seem to know what to do at the moment. It keeps getting sandwiched between the 2, keeps getting flipped. I think it spent more time flying through the air than being on its wheels. It's on its side now, and can it get back onto its wheels? It's now on its back. I think it can self-right from its back. Now Death Adder puts AYU under pressure. It's pretty even so far between those 2. Disruptor 6 is going to have to come back into this fight. Death Adder trying to push AYU, but not quite getting them the pressure power it needs. Now it gets it against the wall. Disruptor 6 come back to it after turn itself back onto its wheels. That was Disruptor 6 getting battered, bullied by the other two competitors. It's going to have to pull off a major surprise here, and it has at the moment. It's got AYU on its back. It's shredding the underside. Disruptor 6 can now maybe bring that weapon into play. Comes in on Death Adder, but gets flipped again. That's a good attack from Death Adder, pushing AYU against the arena wall. AYU maybe now starting to lose momentum in this fight. Disruptor 6 trying to go back into it. Death Adder is showing its impressiveness, but now Disruptor 6 gets a couple of good hits, which turn Death Adder onto its back. Coming in again on Death Adder. AYU trying to come into it. Oh, I'm knackered. Look at this hit from Death Adder, taking off part of the lifter. No, the scoop on AYU. That's a good attack from AYU. They're pushing them both into the corner and now flipping them both. This is a brilliant attack from AYU. Now Death Adder has come back in. Disruptor 6 temporarily forgotten from the action. Now AYU comes again. Disruptor 6 turns itself back over. This is fantastic stuff. That's a good attack again from Disruptor 6. They're all doing well. This is what we want in the final. Some great attacks. That's Death Adder again on Disruptor 6. Pushing it. It's upside down, but that doesn't matter. Invertible, still capable of dishing out some punishment. And now it comes in on AYU again. Disruptor 6 on its back. Oh, I'm running out of breath here. What's this replay for? I don't know. Everything's replayable in this one. Death Adder attacking Disruptor 6, pushing against the arena sidewall. Almost out of the arena. AYU now turns its attention to Observable, which is not wise. If this does go to a judge's decision, that might count against it. Now it gets flipped by the arena floor flipper. Disruptor 6 has lost a couple of its scoops at the front. Turns over Death Adder though. That's a good attack from Disruptor 6. Now AYU is on top of Death Adder. This is just frantic. I can't keep up with this. Death Adder perhaps been one of the more impressive. Disruptor 6 has definitely come back into it after a slow start. Now AYU turns Disruptor 6 onto its back and Death Adder comes in on the side of AYU. This is mental. This is a brilliant fight, probably one of the best we've seen in Banter Wars. AYU is looking destroyed, damaged. It's lost half of its weapon. A lot of its weapon actually. Disruptor 6 gets the underside of AYU and it's now on its back, but it tries to turn itself back over. Death Adder is upside down, it's smoking heavily, and that's it. Wow. That's what the final's all about. Fantastic stuff from these three robots, all of them performing to their best. Death Adder getting the hits in, AYU using that flipper to its advantage, Disruptor 6 coming back in after a pretty dismal start, which may count against it, with some massive hits on the side, destroying AYU's weapon. Although Death Adder did have a couple of good hits, like here, where it took off part of AYU's its weapon devices. But this is too close for me to call. Look at all these replays. This is all frantic action, and it's going to have to go to the judge. But how are you going to judge this? This is fantastic from all three, and commiserations to those that don't win. It's simple as that. This could be an incredibly telling battle come the end of the grand final. Whew. I'm going to have to take a breather after this one. Let's go to the judge and see what he makes of it, shall we? Good evening, and welcome to the Banter Wars final. We've just had the first round.
Yes.
And we've reached one of the most tough, the toughest
There you go.
judge's decision.
Good England.
Yes, thank you. Order. The most difficult judge's decision I've ever had to make on Banter Wars.
Yeah.
And you would agree, I'm sure.
Well, they're all still working at the end.
They were all still working at the end. I actually had to count up scores for the first time ever in a judge's decision, because every other time I've just picked one out of a hat, basically. I shouldn't have said that, should I?
Not really. Finding out the little star.
Oh, there it is. We had to pick up all the stars from the poppers earlier. And the reason the Prime Minister isn't here right now is because that match was so entertaining that he got AIDS. Carrying on.
Yes.
Order! Objection overruled. Now, Vice President, who do you think won that battle? And why?
I don't know. I can't give you an answer. It was all very close.
It was very close. But we have a decision.
Yeah. Go on.
In third place with 0 points is Disruptor 6.
Okay. Recently?
Granted, he did well, but just came third.
Right.
There was a runaway winner with the scores. The winner, oh no, should we do first place or second place?
In second place.
Second. So, to get 1 point out of this battle is... What's his name again? As yet unnamed. Gets 1 point. And Death Adder gets 3.
Yeah, go Death Adder!
Overruled. Right, I'd best get out of here before he throttles me. So yes, Death Adder gets the point. A very entertaining battle. Oh look, I found another star. Don't you look pretty? I'm going to leave. Well done, Death Adder. Brilliant match, and goodbye. Hopefully I won't be back. Hopefully. What an entertaining battle that was. Probably one of the most entertaining I've seen, but it does mean Death Adder joins AOR and Shine Slasher on 3. Could be vital come the end of this competition. Well, you thought we were going to go into round 2? No! We've got to finish off the worst robot competition between the Dishes and Duncan Toucan. Who is going to be crowned the worst? So, it comes down to this. The worst robot in Banter Wars Series 3 will be one of these two robots. Billy Bob Sue's The Dishes, which has almost killed itself already, and Duncan Toucan with the axes that never seem to hit anything. And is The Dishes getting some hits in now? Maybe one of these robots can actually win on its own accord. Duncan Toucan looks damaged, backs onto the flipper of Observer Bot. That's not what you want to do. Dishes comes in hard again with that, frankly, quite powerful axe, but maybe too powerful. I think that's how it kills itself so often. Duncan's missing every single hit. Those are some good hits from the Dishes, but it's only so long before it kills itself. Observer Bot is bored, I think, watching these two. And it's, yeah, it's doing this. Well done, Observer Bot, breaking things up a bit, and almost the Dishes onto its side. That was almost the weapon of Duncan Toucan coming in useful there. That would have been entertaining. Oh, it's killed itself! Duncan Toucan, what a dreadful mistake! It threw itself forward, and I think that could be it now. It might have just killed itself. Oh no, Observer Bot once more. Oh no, it's gone. Oh, and the Dishes is gone as well. Well, I think that counts though as the victory for... well, no, I think that means Duncan died first, which means it lost, which means it's won! Now Observer Bot can play bully the Dishes, which for the first time ever I think has won a battle. Duncan's never won, and for that very reason it's won. The worst robot. Fantastic stuff, and thank God this is over, let's be honest. Bye bye Observer Bot, completely bored of it. Well done, what fun. Can't wait for it to be back. Well, it started off slow, it was a bit sludgy in the middle, and the less said about the end, better really. The Observer Bot provided probably the best action in that, but it was here that Duncan Toucan killed itself, which crowns it the worst robot ever!
Super duper! Oh, super duper!
It was super duper Duncan. You won the worst robot competition.
He
Are
lost.
you looking at me?
Well, yeah, because you won.
He lost the worst robot competition.
Oh, you did lose it, so you won it. Yeah, party. Dance. What are you doing to him? So, right, can you shut him up? So, Duncan won the worst... Shut up. Duncan won the worst robot competition. Our first trophy lifter of the day.
Is it night time already?
I think it's bedtime for you.
Bin time.
Bin time. What? Anyway, enough of you, Duncan. Yes, you're bored. Alright, go to bed then. What did you think of that worst robot competition as a whole? Do you think it ended well?
No. It was the worst robot competition.
Well, that's the point.
Yeah, but it was the worst, robot competition.
The worst, robot competition. Your grammar is atrocious. Go to school. That's why Santa shaved all your hair off, isn't it? It's starting to grow back, though. And look, you can see all the grey coming in as he withers into old age.
Well, you can see the grey anyway before I shaved it off.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Right, well done, Duncan. Well done, Vice President. I don't know why. And well done, me, for being brilliant. So now we're going to move on to round 2.
Okay.
Right, who we got up first? We got Disruptor 6, Shine Slasher, and Hurricane.
Is it night time already?
Who's going to win out of those 3?
Out of who, sorry?
Those 3. Disruptor 6,
Are you kidding?
Shine Slasher, and Hurricane.
Uh,
Shine Slasher's already got 3.
With Hurricane or Shine Slasher.
Right. Let's get to it. Feel my pain.
Stand by for action.
Right, let's just go. Precisely right, Duncan. It is time for action. We've got Disruptor 6, Shine Slasher, and Hurricane. A mixed bag of performances from the first round. This could be a chance for redemption, for payback, for a bad first round performance by Disruptor. Well, it wasn't bad, it was just unfortunate. But it's a good start now. Underneath Shine Slasher, vertical versus horizontal spinning disc. Hurricane now charges in with a good attack on Disruptor 6, which is now on its back again. It's been on its back too often. 2 of these robots got 12 points from that heat. Disruptor's already, well, they've both already lost the 100% record, but that's a good attack there from Hurricane. A good attack on both of them, to be fair. Close so far. Frantic, fast-paced action so far in the grand final. Some of the best robots ever in the Banter Wars competition, and it's showing. Look at these 3 superb performances. Disruptor 6 now underneath Hurricane, and a good attack, almost at the arena. Now Shine Slasher come in the back of Disruptor 6 and attack those vulnerable sides and the vulnerable rear. But they're close to the pit, and Hurricane pushes Shine Slasher. Well, they're all in. Who went in first? An impressive performance that ended in somewhat of an anticlimax there. Hurricane with a good attack on Disruptor 6 from the start. Then Shine Slasher got a good hit there on Hurricane. And Disruptor 6 put Hurricane on its back almost out the arena, but dragged it towards the pit, where, if we look closely, Shine Slasher was pushed in by Hurricane, and then Hurricane drove itself in before Disruptor 6 followed. So Disruptor 6 gets the 3 points there for landing in the pit last. Hurricane gets another 1 to put it on 2 points. And Shine Slasher on 0. It's getting close.
It tells me there's steaks available.
There are steaks available.
Yeah.
Where?
I thought you said there was beef steaks.
Well, I think you misunderstood me. This is not surprising considering your IQ. I meant high stakes, and there is beef between 2 of the upcoming competitors, which is why we've brought the programme to a slight pause to talk about what's coming up.
Okay.
Now, see if we can get that brain of yours into action. Okay, maybe not. A difficult task, I see. Not even NASA could do that.
No, I watched some rugby as well.
Yeah. Right, so next up we have an ordinary robot and 2 robots that are, well, put it this way, bad. Facetious Goose and Death Adder. Now remember who Death Adder used to be. Boom Slang. Do you remember that big controversy in Series 2? That big controversy. Here they are again to face each other once more. This is it. This is the big one. I'm going to put those 2 on the thumbnail.
Okay.
That's how big this battle is going to be. So this is, it could be redemption for Death Adder. It could be a second win for Facetious Goose against its arch rival. Or an ordinary robot could beat them both.
Let's find out.
Let's find out. Here comes the rivalry. Now, if he didn't explain it well enough to you, Facetious Goose and the builder of Death Adder have quite a history. Series 2 controversy ended in Facetious Goose's favour. And then in Series 2.5, there was revenge by the builder of Death Adder with Boomslang. But that wasn't an official competition. This is official, and in the Banter Wars Series 3 final. So this is quite a lot at stake here. An ordinary robot is thrown into the mix as well, hoping for the 3 points. Now, after the first round performance, you'd say Death Adder probably the favourite, but that was a good flip from Facetious Goose on an ordinary robot. We know what Facetious Goose is capable of. It might seem slow, it might seem a bit rubbish at times, but it is very capable when it needs to be. But Death Adder now pushes against his arch rival. That's a good flip there from Facetious Goose on the rival. And maybe Facetious Goose has got the upper hand here, and an ordinary robot certainly isn't helping Death Adder's cause. That was the major flip there, first from Facetious Goose, and then an ordinary robot, the more powerful flipper, you got to admit. It's quite even so far. But Death Adder, perhaps feeling the strain of 2 flippers, is invertible, but how long can it cope with it? Now it's attacking an ordinary robot, and now getting pushed across the arena to the other side, and bang! Good flip there from an ordinary robot. Facetious Goose needs to come back into the action eventually, and that's an attack on an ordinary robot, but it struggles to get underneath an ordinary robot. Until now, that's a good attack from Death Adder on an ordinary robot. Now onto the back of Facetious Goose. Maybe it wants to get an ordinary robot first. And no, that's a good attack there. Flips Facetious Goose over with a mighty sucker punch. An ordinary robot on its back now. Death Adder is starting to show its strength here. It hits so hard it turns robots over. Now Facetious Goose attacking an ordinary robot. All of them still in it here. All of them showing how impressive they can be. One of the wheels is smoking on Facetious Goose after pressure from Death Adder. And that was a brilliant flip there for an ordinary robot. Pushing Facetious Goose to the side. Look at this flip. Mightily powerful flip. Oh, inspiring. And that could be a serious blow to Facetious Goose. It's smoking, it's against the wall. Observerbot tries to open the pit, and Death Adder loses a bit of control there, but Facetious Goose isn't moving. It's stuck on the wall. It's gone. The rivalry ends, and Facetious Goose takes full advantage. It'll get more points here than Facetious Goose, which was stuck against the side. It couldn't revive itself. Now the other two are to fight it out for 3 points. An ordinary robot could go for a mighty 6 here. Same with Death Adder. One of these two will get 6 points, which will take it top of the table after round 2. Vital points these to go on to rounds 3 and 4. An ordinary robot's lost part of his flipper, but at the same time Death Adder looks quite damaged. There goes another part of the flipper. Maybe now Death Adder's got the upper hand, but this is good pressure from an ordinary robot. It's pushing Death Adder towards the wall, just getting under it, just pressuring it. That was another good flip there. What can Death Adder do in this situation? Oh, that's an unfortunate attack there from the arena spikes. Let's put an ordinary robot onto its back. Now Death Adder can push. We've got very little time left in this fight. It's going to go to a judge's decision, I think, unless something can happen here. Death Adder ending the stronger, but it will go to a judge's decision. What a fight. Well, Facetious Goose did good at the start, a few good flips, but in the end it got pinned against the arena wall, so this is going to be between an ordinary robot and Death Adder. Good attacks from both of them, but here I think an ordinary robot had the advantage. It was flipping fantastic there. Good attack from Death Adder and Facetious Goose, but this flip here is what knocks Facetious Goose out of the competition from an ordinary robot, and that could be huge points. Here again, good flips, good pressure from an ordinary robot, but could this last action count against it? Flip on the arena spikes and push into the side. Order in the court.
Okay, you can stop that.
Objection overruled. Yet another tight judge's decision. Again with Death Adder. And yet again, I've had to actually judge it properly because I couldn't make up my mind. I had to write down all the scores on a piece of paper. And I have a decision. It's a close one yet again. Who do you think won?
I'm not being part of this.
He's a grumpy old git, isn't he? I don't know why he hires you. Anyway, the battle was so exciting that the Prime Minister unfortunately now has gonorrhea.
Okay.
So, with that breaking news. The winner of that battle was not Facetious Goose.
Okay.
You wanted more? Oh, the other two. Right. The winner was An Ordinary Robot Blimey 3. Gets 3 points. Death Adder gets 1. How does that make the table look now?
Wrong.
What do you mean, wrong?
Death Adder should have won.
It's only because you put a bet on it.
I might have.
But it's second. There's still 2 more rounds to go. Overruled. Order!
I'll be a pop.
Alright. Goodbye. Have fun. Not you. Next round. Good judge's decision, I think. It was the best robot throughout until the end, and it wasn't counted out. That sort of stuff. Puts it on 6 points. Now, Wacko Massimo, Naked Rat 2, and As Yet Unnamed. 3 robots, none of which has won. One of them is going to get 3 points here. One of them is going to have a sad and lonely 0 point. Good attack from the start from As Yet Unnamed. As usual, getting that flipper into action. Massimo trying to get in on there on Naked Rat 2. And this is good stuff from As Yet Unnamed. Just doing its job as it normally does. It's a steady robot. It gradually wears robots down with that flipper. The bizarre flipper. That's good attacking from Wacko Massimo. Maybe trying to take the weapons out of action. Decommission that flipping spinner thing. Now Naked Rat can attack the side and rear of Wacko Massimo. It's upside down at the moment. This is Wacko Massimo using its weapon to good effect. And the self-writer of As Yet Unnamed. As usual, in this fight, 3 very capable robots and Naked Rat almost out of the arena. Now they're both attacking Wacko Massimo, which is on its back, but it can turn itself over eventually when it's still got both weapons in use. Now, Naked Rat is pressed against the corner by the spinning weapons of AYU. Maybe it needs a new name. It needs a better name, I feel. Wacko Massimo is a pretty good name. So is Naked Rat 2, a robot that used to be, let's be honest, pretty pathetic. One of the weapons that Wacko Massimo's got, and it seems to be spinning in circles. I don't know why it's doing that. A lack of control here from Wacko Massimo. The AYU pushing Naked Rat towards the pit. One of them's going to fall in, I'm sure, eventually. Wacko Massimo nearly fell in. It seems to have lost a bit of control here. But now it's on the back of AYU, causing damage to the shell. Maybe towards the innards. Something smoking on that robot. It's looking damaged. The weapon isn't moving. What's happened to the weapon? It's in the pit. And Wacko Massimo follows, which means Naked Rat is going to take the 3 points here. Something wasn't right there with 2 of those robots. The weapon on AYU was broken. And Wacko Massimo has just had no control. There goes Naked Rat, which never really has control, into the pit. Fat Knacker watches on in amazement. It's stunned. What happened there? We'll have to go to the replays to find out. Go, stay in the pit, Naked Rat. Stay there. There's a solid start from all 3 competitors, all showing what they can do, which is something we've come to be used to in this grand final. Not a single dodge robot here, funnily enough. All very good. But somewhere down the line, Wacko Massimo lost a weapon and quite a lot of control. And AYU's weapon stopped working. Now I wonder how that happened. I'll have to take a closer look. Something happened. There, it stopped working. I think part of Naked Rat was caught in it. Something got caught in the weapon of AYU. Could that have counted towards its demise? I don't know, but it's down at 1 point. Wacko Massimo as well on 1 point. Naked Rat up to 4. It's getting close to the top, and there's some robots starting to slip behind here. AYU, Wacko Massimo, and Facetious Goose. Potentially Hurricane. Above that, we got some robots such as Disruptor 6, Shine Slasher, Naked Rat, Death Adder, and AOR, which are still very much in it. But there's got to be some improvement by some of these. AOR leading halfway through by a solid 2 points. Will it keep that up? We're going to see very soon after a few words from the boys. Well, that was round 2 of the final. Your opinions?
The final round 2.
No, the round 2. You know what I mean.
The final round 2.
No. Yes. Oh, we had the final round 2. So you don't have to put up with them anymore.
No.
Until a few months from now.
Oh. We're not doing this again.
No? Alright, sod it then. Right, but carrying on.
We're not doing Banter Wars again. This is the last one now.
Is it? Well, what...
It's a sort of like ploy to get the fans to...
Oh, donate on Patreon?
Yes, make another one.
Oh, because we're only going to do the next series if I get at least £100 a month.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We'll never do Banter Wars again, unless you pay us. Does that work?
Works for me.
Yeah, the link's in the description if you have any spare money. Anyway, round 2, what did you think?
Bit disappointing.
What do you mean disappointing?
Oh,
Had some classic battles in there.
yeah, it did, but Death Adder should have won and Ordinary Robot should be in second.
Well, that's your opinion.
That's all right.
Has your opinion ever been right before? What are you doing
It's
is that?
the right opinion. No, I may have just broken something.
You may have just broken something.
Uh-oh.
Yep, you've broken something.
Uh-oh.
Never mind. Right, where were we? Oh yeah, the battle between Facetious Goose and Death Adder, which was the rivalry to end all rivalries.
Yeah, that went well for...
Death Adder.
Better for Death Adder.
It went better for Death Adder.
He still didn't beat the actual main cause of the rivalry, which is you.
What do you mean, me? This is getting cut from the video. I won't have this slander. You're supposed to be my slave. You're supposed to bow before me.
No, I was never your slave.
Get on your knees.
I was never your slave.
Is he my slave?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're my slave. Kiss my ring.
Kiss mine first.
Right. For that, we're going to the Sumo.
Fine.
Sumo final. Fun, fun, fun. Yes, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. The Sumo final. Banter War for previous Sumo finalists and also another previous Sumo finalist, Sirloin of Oreo. So yeah, both of these previous Sumo finalists, neither one of them has actually won it, so there will be a new first-time winner. Oh, who's it going to be? Both of them extraordinarily competent competitors. There are the claws at the side and the flame pig, you know it all already. Sirloin of Oreo, with the spike flipper at the front, and then Banter Wolf, the newly designed Banter Wolf with the spinning claws that Chasm hates. That toaster hates. I'm sorry. Who's going to win? Is it going to be over in a few seconds? No, it's not over yet. That's unusual. Upside down, though, the Banter Wolf after a flip from Sirloin of Oreo. Sirloin's going to take a good batting from those spikes, but it's probably got the better pushing power. It's lost its weapon, then. That could be bad. But now it's underneath Banter Wolf, and that could be vital. It just needs to push. Push it, Sirloin. Push it. Push it like a pregnant woman. Go on. Push it. No, you're not doing it. Where are you going? Okay, bye. Okay, bye. See you later. Well, that means we've got a new Sumo winner after that suicidal lunge by Sirloin of Oreo. Brilliant stuff. New winner in Sumo. Oh, what a wonderful Sumo battle. And we have our Sumo champion.
Yes. I think it's going to pop.
Probably. Be careful. So that was the Sumo. How do you rate the... how do you rate the Sumo on the whole throughout the course of this
Not
series?
very good on the whole.
What's wrong with you? Now, interview our special guest.
Looking at you.
All right. How do you think that went? You do realise I'm going to overdub a voice onto that, like
I hope
Samuel
so.
L. Jackson saying something.
Motherfuckers.
I told you should have killed that
Yes,
bitch.
precisely.
Every time
What
my
else?
fingers touch brain, I'm Superfly TNT. I'm the guns of the
Yes, I
Navarone.
agree totally.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Hey,
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
how dare you?
Shut the fuck up, fat man. This ain't none of your goddamn business.
We don't have that nonsense. Honestly, some of the rabble we're getting here. Well,
Well,
what do you have to say about that?
can we move on to the next bit?
What, round 3?
The final round 3.
The final round 3.
The
Who's
last,
going to win?
the last ever round 3.
Last ever round 3, unless something happens with regards to money and us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who's gonna have a good round 3? Predictions.
Death Adder.
Death Adder, right. I reckon Facetious Goose is gonna have a good round.
Okay.
Because it's lost both so far. It's bound to win eventually. It always does. Right, round 3. Let's go. So there we are, we have our predictions, but before either of those robots get involved, we've got an ordinary robot currently on 6 points against Shine Slasher on 3 and AYU on a lowly 1 point. AYU's got to do something here, else it'll probably be out. But an ordinary robot gets off to a bad start after going on the arena flipper. AYU pushes Shine Slasher over, which seems to be a common theme at the start of every battle. It seems to get flipped over. It's against 2 flippers here, so expect that to happen quite a lot. Meanwhile, I think AYU is struggling here. It's struggling. Can it get back over? Yes, it can. Good stuff, AYU. An ordinary robot trying to turn Shine Slasher over, gets turned over itself by AYU. Can ordinary robot self-right? Also, yes. Good stuff. Boopy the Snoot Monster is probably the only one here that can't, but it's going to stay out of the action for as long as possible. House robots have been keeping clear of all the action so far. In fact, they've hardly done anything, but they don't need to. Now an ordinary robot manages to turn both robots over, and that's the self-fighting of Shine Slasher. A good attack from both these robots, AYU and an ordinary robot. But that was an ordinary robot getting the better of the both of them. The Boopy watches on, the Shine Slasher comes in on the side of an ordinary robot, which is in turn flipping AYU onto its back and trying to refuse it to the ability to get back onto its wheels, but something went missing off one of the robots. I think it might have been AYU, though it could have been Shine Slasher. Either way, AYU on top of an ordinary robot. Shine Slasher's smoking. I think it's not doing too much damage to those spinning discs. An ordinary robot doesn't seem to care though. Now it's doing damage, Shine Slasher. Smoke pouring from an ordinary robot and it stopped moving. I think that's it now. An ordinary robot has lost this one. Now AYU can attack the underside of Shine Slasher by getting underneath. And I think Shine Slasher could have the advantage here. An ordinary robot will remain on 6 points and this could be AYU's fight now. Now it comes in on Boopy, which gets turned over. I think Shine Slasher's out of it. AYU has done a brilliant job pinning it against the sidewall. Just like Facetious Goose earlier, it cannot self-right from certain positions. And AYU has won this one. Shine Slasher has gone. Now Boopy has to run away. Or maybe not. I think it's game over now. No, it's out of the arena. Bye-bye, AYU. Nevertheless, it gets the 3 points. An ordinary robot showed good start as usual, but it couldn't stand up to Shine Slasher. It couldn't deal with those spinning discs. That's its biggest weakness. And that could be its downfall in this grand final. It just couldn't get rid of its opponents in time. And in the end, it succumbed to its damage. But brilliant fighting there from AYU, defeating Shine Slasher to gain the first 3 points of the competition. Confirmation then that AOR has dropped points. It remains on 6th. AYU moves up to 4th place with 4 points and joining Shine Class. I've got to get my words right. So Facetious Goose was the Prime Minister's pick. And it's against Disruptor 6 and Wacko Massimo here. I'm not sure if I rate his chances against Disruptor. Nor do I really rate it against Wacko Massimo, which is flattered to deceive in this grand final so far. Facetious Goose is underneath Disruptor 6 though, and if he can turn over Disruptor 6 and manage to keep on its back, that could be its route to victory. But now Disruptor is underneath Facetious Goose and turns it over. Wacko Massimo is over as well. A good attack by Disruptor on both of its opponents. Facetious Goose turned over again. Wacko Massimo getting those swords into play. Facetious Goose under pressure. I think it's lost its self-righter, and I think that could be the end of Facetious Goose here. Wacko Massimo though, you don't go up against Disruptor like that. It's game over. Disruptor has won this one very quickly. Wacko Massimo will get the 1 point, which will take it up to 2, and that's not enough. That's 2 robots eliminated in a very short space of time. Disruptor will get itself 6 points on the board, but the other 2 disappointing Facetious Goose on 0 and Wacko Massimo on 2. Neither is enough to bring them the Banter Wars trophy this year, so commiserations to them, they're both gone. Disruptor will continue the fight, joint first, and it's making a meal of Wobbleclaw here. Off comes the scoop. Can Wobbleclaw do its job for the House Robot team? That's a good move there, putting Disruptor on the arena floor flipper. Now it just needs to drag it towards the pit. Go on, go on. Yes, good attack. That's the floor flipper, but we'll just avoid that for now. Now towards the pit. Go on, Wobbleclaw. We believe in you. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, brilliant. I love you, Wobbleclaw. You're my favourite. So we've lost 2. Wacko Massimo and Facetious Goose, both of whom haven't performed badly, but they just haven't been good enough to secure big points in this grand final. Disruptor 6, on the other hand, a worthy competitor, and will continue to fight for that Banter Wars trophy. Oh, je me palaco. That's it. It's in second. It's joint first with an ordinary robot, and we've lost 2 competitors. Will we lose any more? We could potentially lose some more here. Hurricane, Naked Rat 2, and Death Adder, all in the upper echelons of the table. Somebody's going to go out, I think. Let's find out. Straight in on Naked Rat 2 goes the Death Adder. And then Hurricane adds insult to injury. Naked Rat 2 is on its back, but that won't matter to it too much. Observerbot in for the House Robots this time. I don't think it'll get into too much action. Naked Rat has played the most deadly weaponry here, so I'll hope to wear down the other 2 competitors. Now both of them attacking Hurricane. Naked Rat upside down yet again, but again, no real danger for it. It's going to take off the wheel barriers there for Hurricane. Those are quite vulnerable, those wheels, if they can get past that armour on the side. A few dents in the side of Death Adder now, from both Hurricane and Naked Rat. But not one of these robots is yet to get the upper hand. Some more dents in Death Adder there from Naked Rat. And some dents also in Hurricane, courtesy of Death Adder. Now, Hurricane needs to start flipping stuff. It needs to get a flipper in. Off goes one of its wedges. Death Adder now trying to push. Oh! Naked Rat towards the pit of oblivion. Hurricane's been left out of this one. It's currently between Death Adder and Naked Rat. Now you could argue that Death Adder's caused the most damage, and now it's a good attack from Hurricane. That's better. Pushes Death Adder onto the arena flipper, and now onto the side wall. Hurricane's starting to get into this now, doing a disruptor from the first disruptor fight. Started slow, coming back into it, but remember that wasn't enough. So Hurricane's got to do something incredible here, and it's currently doing something. It's pushing Death Adder against the wall. Naked Rat goes over the arena flipper, so does part of Hurricane. Naked Rat upside down again, but now Death Adder is again pinned into the side, and maybe this is Hurricane's path to victory. Death Adder is smoking. Problems with the wheels perhaps. It goes onto the arena flipper again. That was from earlier. And again, this is close. Another close battle in this grand final. There's still a way to go. Naked Rat seems to be losing parts of its weaponry. It's not going to be effective for much longer. Death Adder is smoking, and Hurricane is doing its best to do something, but is its best good enough? Is it good enough? Is it just being a nuisance? It's hard to tell. Death Adder seems to have lost some control. I think there's been some significant damage to those wheels, but it's hard to tell at this point. Naked Rat is on top of Hurricane, who at the moment, let's be fair, is probably the most aggressive of these 3. It's going to get points for its aggression. Now it's attacking Death Adder again and pinning it to the side. I've got to say, after a slow start, this I think has been Hurricane's fight. It's not doing much damage, but then again, who is? Naked Rat's lost all of its weaponry apart from the sword at the back. Death Adder's been pinned against the wall for practically the entire fight. And we're about to go to a judge's decision. It's going to be another tough one, but Death Adder just hasn't been the same in this round, and that could really count against it. It's going to go to the judges. It's a tough one. A good start from Death Adder and Naked Rat. Naked Rat causing some quite sizable dents in the armour of both its competitors, and Death Adder at first was showing what it could do, but I think after that flip, and once those wheels started smoking there, it was just spending all of its time pinned against the wall, and that was Hurricane doing that. Naked Rat didn't really do anything. It's gonna be another one of those tough ones, isn't it? I pity the judge, I pity him very much, and this could be devastating to these builders. Someone's getting 3 points, but who? Over to the Jew. Order in the court. Yet another one.
I'm getting your money's worth tonight, aren't you?
I certainly am. And yet again, it's too close to call in my usual way.
What? Out of the hat.
Yes. I've actually got to count the scores again. I've got to go for the entire match and count up what's happened.
Okay.
I am knackered. Anyway. Oh, and it's Death Adder again.
Surprise, surprise.
3 times now. The 3 most toughest judges' decisions I've ever had to make in Banter Wars. They all come in the same episode with the same robot. What does that tell you? Well, we could lose some robots here. Stop kicking that, you'll disconnect it again. Bad. Go to your room.
You mean I can leave?
No, stay. Well, we've already lost Wackamasmo and Facetious Goose. We're about to lose some more.
Okay, carry on then.
So, in third place with 0 points, Death Adder. Your thoughts?
Oh well.
Oh dear, somebody bet on the wrong robot. Overruled.
Right, next.
In second place with 1 point was Naked Rat 2, so with the 3 points is Hurricane.
Woohoo.
Dismissed. That does mean we've got 4 robots left. We've lost, as yet unnamed, Shine Slasher, Death Adder, Wackamasmo and Facetious Goose. Who does that mean is still with a chance of winning?
You, unfortunately.
Who else? Well, not me, the Prime Minister.
The Prime Minister.
Who else?
Disruptor 6.
Disruptor 6.
Hurricane and Naked Rat 2.
Hurricane and Naked Rat 2. All to be decided in the next round. But the Prime Minister, though he was taken unfortunately ill with chlamydia after that exciting battle, I've been informed that we have the Patreon special final
Oh, good.
between Siren and Twin That Bites Back.
Okay.
The previous champion versus the weird one.
Okay.
So, overruled. Patreon special, go. So you might remember the Patreon special, that's coming up next. This is confirmation of the table. We have 4 robots left and they'll be fighting it in the next round. Now, the Patreon special. 2 episodes released before Christmas. These are the 2 winners of those and they face off for the Patreon special trophy. Siren, Series 2 champion, has made its way to the grand final. Maybe not the way it wanted, but it's here nonetheless, with a chance to win a competition against Twin That Bites Back. An impressive competitor. Perhaps unfortunate not to win its heap. And it's Siren off to the best start. Twin That Bites Back is a mad little thing, and it spends most of its time doing just this, just getting attacked and wearing down its opponents. Siren's got to watch out, because that weapon is deadly. But I think Siren has just enough here. Unless it loses weapons like that, part of it's come off already. It's got the willpower and the strength to deal with robots such as this, but it's still losing pieces. It's got to get rid of TTBB early if it wants to stand a chance in this fight, but it's doing a good job at the moment on TTBB, Twin That Bites Back, which is a stunning little robot. Definitely one of my favourites in the competition, but it's lost its weapon, and that's crucial. That is crucial, and I think that is TTBB's game lost, because it needed that weapon to do further damage on Siren, who has done a good job here on TTBB, which has lost all control apparently. Oh, Siren's on its back, but that won't matter too much, it can self-right. Siren can now finish off TTBB, assuming it's got the pushing power to do so. TTBB, that's a good push, but I think it's done. TTBB smoking, low on health, and I think it's... yeah, it's struggling, and it's dead. Good effort from TTBB against the Series 2 champion, but Siren was always going to be a strong competitor. Unlucky not to be in the grand final, to be fair. Good effort. But Siren takes the trophy for the Patreon special. Despite not being a Patreon, it was voted in by the other Patreon members. So there you have it. Sorry.
The last ever Patreon battle.
Yeah. Unless they pay us.
Unless they pay us.
Patreon. And Siren, the Series 2 champion, to be fair, has appeared in the final and won a competition. So there you have it. Well done to Twin the Bike's Beck.
Have they got anything for winning?
Uh,
A star.
this star.
We'll be sure to mail it off to you.
Okay. Yes. So well done for your star. Twin the Bike's Back gets nothing. Not at all. And now we move on to round 4! And we find out who is the new champion.
Is it the final round?
It's the final round.
So there's no draws?
Well, that would be a... You're trying to confuse me, aren't you?
I mean, there's no, like, 2 robots with the same score.
Well, shouldn't be anyway.
Well, 2 of them are on 6 and 2 of them are on 5.
I think some of them face each other.
Right.
So they wouldn't have the same score at the end.
Right.
I think. Anyway,
So it's the final round, then?
It's the final round. What do you think, Duncan? He's gone quiet. I think he's gone to sleep. That's right, poke him. Poke.
So you do it to animals, isn't it? Poke them.
Yeah, that's what you do. So, sod off, you're the more animal one of the both of us. Isn't he?
Yes.
See? And you're my slave. I'm not doing that again. Right.
I wasn't this bit.
Let's find out who the champion is. Jazz hands.
Woo.
Jazz hands.
Not jazz hands, eh?
Useless. Let's go. The final round of Banter Wars 3, and this is Hurricane's shot. It's against Facetious Goose and AYU. Both of them are out already. Hurricane has to win. If Hurricane doesn't win, that's it. It is out of here. Facetious Goose yet to get points on the board. Good attack there from Hurricane coming on the back of Facetious Goose. AYU has been impressive so far, but rather unfortunate. It's done well. All 3 of these robots have impressed throughout the series of Banter Wars, and we thank them for their entries. Facetious Goose flipped by Hurricane. The Wobble Claw's been flipped as well, but it's back on its wheels. Good flip there by Facetious Goose on AYU. All of these are accomplished flippers. Always at the arena there, AYU. Facetious Goose on the back of Hurricane. Hurricane with the axe blades, which do cause damage. Now, if my money were on this, it would have to go for Hurricane to put on pressure on the other 3 competitors for the grand final. Good attack there from Facetious Goose at the side of Hurricane, but unable to turn it over. Self-rights itself once, twice, thrice. AYU coming from the back of Hurricane, pushing it towards the open pit. It is open, and they're close. They're very close. Whoosh, very close to going in. Could have been a few points there for Facetious Goose if they both went in. Now, AYU is on its back. It's struggling to self-right, and the Hurricane is getting pushed by Facetious Goose, and it's in the pit. That's it. Hurricane's gone. Killed by Facetious Goose, which is falling into the pit as well. Now, what's happening here? AYU is not self-righting. It's not self-righting. It hasn't self-righted for a while. It's out. And that means it was immobilised before Facetious Goose went into the pit. So Facetious Goose will claim the 3 points, which lifts it off 0. But the real story here, Hurricane, beaten by Facetious Goose, pushed into the pit, which means it's out. We're down to 3 now. Commiserations to Hurricane after a fantastic series. Really good newcomer, but the moment Facetious Goose caused the upset. Into the pit you go. And go away. Do your dreams. Sorry, Hurricane, you've been blown away. We've lost 6. We're down to 3. An Ordinary Robot Disruptor and Naked Rat 2. And they're coming up later. One more game before the big final. Not one of these 3. is going to win. This is consolidation all round. The climax for the final. Death Adder, Shine Slasher, and Wacko Massimo playing for consolidation points. It's going to be entertaining nonetheless, I assure you. Wacko Massimo hoping to get a first win on the board. Death Adder and Shine Slasher have both recorded victories in the grand final. Maybe now it's Wacko Massimo's turn. Death Adder trying to get underneath Shine Slasher, it opens the opportunity for Wacko Massimo to get those swords into play. Death Adder will hope to do better than last time, where it did very little and earned itself 0 points. Shine Slasher, though, doing some heavy damage on the front there of Wacko Massimo, which tries to use those swords. I don't think they're quite as powerful as the other weapons, and Wacko Massimo's in trouble here. It's in real trouble. I think that could have killed it, you know. Yes, Wacko Massimo has gone. That'll be Wacko Massimo at the bottom of the leaderboard. Very unfortunate. Now Death Adder pushes Shine Slasher. Pushes again. Death Adder much better than last time. Really good show. And if it can win this, it takes it up to 7 points, which would put it joint first. No, not joint first. It'll probably finish second overall. That's a good push there. And pushes Shine Slasher into the pit. Falls in itself, but Shine Slasher was in first. That's a victory for Death Adder in my books, and yes, the judge agrees with me. That is a victory for Death Adder. Wacko Massimo, an unfortunate loser, finishes bottom of the table. Shine Slasher, excellent performance, but not quite enough to put in a stellar performance in this grand final. Death Adder, brilliant overall throughout the grand final. Let itself down at points, but finished strongly. Well done. So this is the table before the final battle. We've still got 3 in it. Death Adder is currently first in the table, but is out, which might seem a bit wrong. It will get a minimum of joint second place. So well done for Death Adder for the silver medal. The 3 yet to play are the 3 still with a chance. So we're about to see a final, and I mean a proper final. One of the 3 yet to play will win. I cannot wait. Let's go see what the boys think. I'm so excited.
Okay.
I just can't stand it.
Okay.
We have one more battle to decide who is the new Banter Wars champion.
And we're adding a bit more filler.
Yeah, more filler.
Content.
Yeah, but it's good content.
Is it?
It is the awards for the series.
Okay.
So we have several awards,
Right.
and they all go to robots that deserve them.
Alright.
And it has our picks for our favourite robots.
Shit.
And then after that,
Who did I pick again?
well, you'll see in a minute. Don't spoil it.
I've forgotten who I picked.
Well, that's typical, isn't it?
I picked it so long ago.
Yes. Anyway, after that, the final battle includes the 3 robots still have a chance to win. Hurricane's gone. It all comes down to a 3-way battle.
Good.
Let's go on with the award, shall we? I hope mine wins.
I hope it doesn't.
Well, you would, wouldn't you? Right, let's go. Awards! So here we go with the Banter Wars Series 3 awards. First up, Best Design. There were several fantastic designs, but this one really struck out for its durability. Naked Rat 2, an impressive robot, made it all the way to the grand final, and still in with a shout. Naked Rat 2 for Best Design. Next up, Best Intro. Now, you've all had to submit intros with your robot for entry, and some stood out more than others, but there's one that stood out above the rest for its complete insanity, and that is the intro for Spiky Monster. I couldn't contain my laughter at the absolute absurdity of that intro. I don't know why it was funny, but it was. And because of that, it wins Best Intro. Jolly good show! Now we move on to the most original design. As usual with Banter Wars, we love original designs, and there are some that are more original than others. Most of them completely unaffected, but some were. And this one was one of those. Lazy Laceration. Almost got to the grand final, and with its unique pincer flipper design really impressed the Prime Minister and Vice President, hence the Most Original Design Award. best newcomer, there's only going to be so few choices for this. We've got a few newcomers in the grand final, and we've got to pick the one that's performed best. It won 12 points in its heat and is still in contention to win Banter Wars Series 3, and that is Disruptor 6. Solid newcomer, maybe slightly unoriginal, but who cares when you got those big spinning discs and that's rather lovely design, a really top-notch newcomer. Now we move on to the Overachiever, which is a difficult award to give out because if something achieved something good, then it probably deserved it. But we're talking about robots that perhaps weren't expected to get as far as they did. And for that reason, Shine Slasher has been voted the Overachiever of the Year because of its destruction of Siren. It was never expected to win, it lost its first battle and still somehow was a solid competitor in the grand final. It's a really good competitor and we hope to see it back in the future. So we go from the Overachiever to the Underachiever. This is the robot that completely failed, whether it be just crap design or because it had a reputation to uphold and completely failed to uphold it. And for that, it's Let's Go. Mario's robot seeded, got to a heat final in Series 1 and got nil point in Banter Wars Series 3 with some pretty awful performances. Got to try harder next time, Mario, eh? Eat less of that pizza and spaghetti. Now we move on to the Choice Awards. This is the VP's Choice. The Vice President had a favourite throughout this series and kept it till the end and got a bit disgruntled when it lost. You all know who it is. It's Death Adder. The VP's only successful bet was that this one would win its heat, and it did, hence why it became the VP's Choice. A solid robot, really strong competitor, and will finish with a silver medal in this series of Banter Wars. And finally, the PM's Choice Award, the most prestigious award in Banter Wars. Now this one may seem unusual, but this was the Prime Minister's favourite newcomer, favourite robot overall actually in the series, and it is Twin That Bites Back. A surprising newcomer to the show, but fantastic to watch, completely insane and yet at the same time really capable, getting to the Patreon special final and performing well in its heat. Well done to the creator of TTBB, the winner of the PM's Choice Award. Those are your awards. Back to the boys.
Yay.
So then,
Awards.
the awards are done. And what did you think of those awards?
They were lovely.
Yes.
Why wasn't mine given an award?
Well, because it was only in the Patreon special, it was crap. It was literally awful. My side of the robot was alright, you know. Yes. Yours was awful. But, yeah, well done to those who won the awards. I hope you had fun learning that your robot wasn't complete dross. Except for Mario's, because it was the underachiever. Nil point. Nil point.
Wasn't the only one getting no points though, was it?
No, there was another one, but it's Mario's robot was seeded, so come on.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough, yes. Right, so on to the last battle. Here it goes. We're going to find... Oh, the trophy's over there. I would lift it up and say, hee, but it's too far away. I can't be bothered.
Go and get it, you lazy.
All right, I'll get it. What else? Who is going to be the champion of Banter Wars 3?
Don't know.
Let's find out, shall we?
Please. The final.
The final.
Battle.
The final battle.
Yeah.
Battle.
Could be the last ever battle of Banter Wars.
It could be. It could be.
Could be.
Could be. Let's go. Oh, the Banter Wars Series 3 final is upon us. These three all in with a chance of winning, so whoever wins this one wins the trophy. An Ordinary Robot, Naked Rat 2 and Disruptor 6. Stunning competitors, perhaps surprise competitors, a big hit from the start from all three. Coming in at the same time, Disruptor 6 is on its back, but it can self-fire and does so. An ordinary robot coming in on Naked Rat 2, thrusting it around the arena, perhaps trying to get it out of the arena. And that's a good hit as well from Disruptor 6, taking off part of the armour of Naked Rat 2. That could be crucial come later. Disruptor 6 will want to use those spinning blades to disable its opponents. An ordinary robot will want to get rid of it as quickly as possible, let's be honest. Naked Rat 2 on the back of an ordinary robot, causing some severe damage. And now onto the attack of an ordinary robot. Disruptor 6 can come in, misses entirely and hits the arena wall. It needs to get that weapon in. Good start from an ordinary robot, but it's taken some rather strong damage from both of these robots. Remember, they're spinners, and the last time an ordinary robot came against two spinners, it lost. It came in last place. So that is a bad omen, I think, for an ordinary robot, but at the moment, it doesn't seem to be doing too badly. Naked Rat spinning wildly as it's done throughout the competition. A good flip from the arena flipper, throwing both Disruptor and an ordinary robot over, but they both managed to turn themselves. Naked Rat spinning wildly again, doing its damage, doing its bit, but it's looking a bit worn, a bit tired. Good flip there from an ordinary robot, but it takes some damage in the process. This is tight stuff for the final. Worthy competitors and a worthy battle for the final. Now an ordinary robot can potentially get Disruptor out. No, it doesn't. It misses, but hits it again. And I think, was that it? No, Disruptor 6 is still alive, just barely. An ordinary robot thrust it across the arena. Now it attacks Naked Rat. No, Disruptor's gone. Disruptor's dead. It's between Naked Rat and an ordinary robot. This is it, down to the last two. An ordinary robot's lost most of its flippers. It's looking damaged and dented. Naked Rat is still mostly in one piece. It's still got all its weaponry intact. At the moment, it's looking bad for an ordinary robot. It's lost all its weaponry. There goes the pin and Naked Rat falls in. That's it. We're our winner. An ordinary robot pushes Naked Rat into the pits. Unfortunate timing for Naked Rat. That was a mighty hit to start with. We have our new champion in the Blue Menace from Hell. A runner-up in Series 1, didn't appear in Series 2, but here in Series 3 was the top of the pile. Disruptor 6 flipped too much, took too much damage. An ordinary robot, clearly the superior robot, superior design. And then it was Naked Rat, who could have won, but didn't. An unfortunate turn there, pushed into the pits, and an ordinary robot is the champion. Top stuff. There it is, an ordinary robot on 9 points, Death Adder in second to get the bronze, and silver, sorry, and 3 to get the bronze. Naked Rat, Hurricane, and Disruptor. Yay! I won!
It's a fix.
What do you mean it's a fix?
I'm pretty sure it's a fix.
It's not a fix at all.
I'm writing AOR3 on here.
Yes, thank you. I can't wait to receive my trophy. Thank you all, thank you all. Yes, I'm the champion of Banter Wars 3. Yes. Who could have seen that coming?
First of all, let's give you your winner's prize.
My winner's prize?
Which is a, there you are.
My favourite. I always wanted one of these.
Good.
Oh, Women's Home DIY. Oh!
And your trophy.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh. 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 Thank you so much.
There's definitely never going to be Banter Wars ever again. No.
What do you mean?
Nobody's going to enter.
Why?
If you're going to be in it.
So? It's not my fault my robot won. Thank you all for watching Banter Wars 3. An unexpected but pleasant end to a year's worth of...
Over a year. It's now the 18th of January.
Yeah, it was all so worth it. Would you like a final word to sum up the series, Vice President?
No.
Is that it? Just no. Right, my final word is thusly. As your reigning champion all I need to say, really, isn't it? Kiss my ring. Do it. And his. This has been Banter Wars Series 3.
It's finally over.
It's finally over. Yeah, stars everywhere. Yeah.
Someone's got to clean this shit up. It's not me.
Yeah, it's not me either.
It's the one that popped the poppers.
Yeah, you've made a mess over here. Right. Thank you very much for watching. All seriousness aside. Wait, no.
All seriousness aside, yeah. That's
All
that's
seriousness
Banter
aside.
Wars.
It's been a pleasure doing this series for you. And hopefully next year someone, not me, might win it. But only if you pay me. Patreon.
Yeah,
Link
we
in
could say we
description.
haven't even decided if we're going to do it yet.
Oh yeah, we haven't. It's not happening. Unless something miraculous happens. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon.